Hey guys, Erin here. Welcome back to another bullet journaling video. Whether you have just stumbled upon me or you are a returning subscriber, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for spending some time with me. Let's talk about stuff first up. So the cover I have on my notebook is from Choose to Do. It is their Inner Beauty holographic cover, and the actual notebook is the Leuchtturm 1917 in the copper version, not that you can see the cover. I love this planner cover because it has all of these little card slot type things in the front and also a little flap in the back where I put my templates so that I can get set up really quickly month to month. I wanted something really cute but really easy this month, so I've decided to go for something kind of collagey, a little bit similar to my July setup, but with this cute floral paper I found at my local Daiso. I think it's technically maybe origami paper. I'm not sure, I can't read kanji, so I don't really know. I really liked this tulip design that was at the front of the packet, so I'm gonna go with that. It's nice that it's almost the same width as the page. I've also got a few rolls of washi tape that I thought just looked nice with this particular paper pattern. A couple of them are new, a couple of them are not new. So I've just got these on hand. I'm not sure at this stage what I'm going to use, but I'll have them all handy. Of course, a cup of tea. Very important for bullet journaling, you must have tea. I have a little stash of Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pens. I didn't end up using the grey one, actually, so don't worry too much about him. I wasn't sure at this point. But I've got Lilac 239 and Ice Blue 148. Just really nice, soft pastel colours. And two black brush pens as well. I have the Pitt Artist pen in black and also a Tombow Fudonosuke. Let's do this! Part of the reason I wanted to use a collage-y kind of effect is because of some bleeding and a lot of ghosting from my last page where my September setup ends. I didn't want to sort of leave these pages blank, so I'm going to use paper to cover it, which I thought was a good idea, and I'm just always rounding out the edges because I hate having a little bit stick up in the corner of the page on a rounded edged notebook. Oh, I forgot to mention I have a little glue tape situation. I just find that's much easier than a glue stick and it doesn't wrinkle pages. So I'm just covering the top and the bottom of my title page. So simple. I'm literally just sticking some paper to it and I'm going to write the word October, and that's all for my title page, which is so quick, so efficient, so handy. You just have to make sure you get the glue all the way to the edges of your paper, otherwise they will kind of stick out and be a bit annoying. So I have a little page in the back of my notebook where I test out all of my pens so I can check it, and I realized I hadn't tested out the Tombow in the back there, so I just added that before I went ahead and used not the Tombow to do my October. I sketched it out in pencil first so that I could make it look the way I wanted it to, and I was actually really shaky doing this because I hadn't had breakfast yet. I filmed this first thing in the morning and I guess I had low blood sugar or something because I was really trembly, but I didn't stop and go and have breakfast, I just soldiered on, so some shaky lettering this month. Sorry about that. The next page is going to be the calendar. I like having a title page and a calendar next to each other because I don't really flick back to the calendar that often, but I find it looks a bit weird if I don't have one, so, you know, it just feels more complete. I have this little stencil in the back of the book, which is just one of the perforated pages from the end of the Leuchtturm notebook that I have pulled out and sketched out my go-to calendar size on it, and I realized as I was doing this that I don't have an allowance for the days of the week, so I just kind of moved that down a space to allow for that. I'm going to pop a little bit of blue in the top left corner of each of these boxes to write the number on, and along the top we will have the days of the week where the purple's filling in the boxes. I love to start my week on a Monday, but then I didn't realize for some reason that I'd filled in the numbers as though I'd started the week on a Sunday instead, so it actually took me ages to realize that I'd made this mistake, so bear with me. I will work that out later in the setup and come back and fix it, I promise. Just gonna add a little bit more of this paper in the bottom corner. And also, my birthday's in October, so I just thought I'd put a little bit of extra emphasis on that date because why not? I'm just gonna glue down this corner because it's bothering me before we carry on. Alright, as always, gratitude, habit tracker, and a mood tracker. I've been pretty bad with these the last couple of months. I just get distracted after like a week and don't fill them out, so I'm going to try and be more on top of this because I'm coming into a extra busy season. I mean, this whole year's been a bit hectic, but whatever. I thought I'd lay down my titles in the two coloured Faber-Castell Pitt pens first and then add in the Tombow over the top. It's kind of hard to tell that that's what I've done. Colours aren't really showing up on camera the way they do in real life, but I promise you there's a little drop shadow of pastel there behind it. The gratitude tracker never changes. I did make a little mistake here. as you'll see as I get towards the end. So I like to divide the page into two, which is a little bit harder than just having a line per day, and add in the, I guess, initial for the day, and then I like to do every second day kind of highlighted with a bit of pen, although I messed up here and the end of the month gets like 3 highlighted lines where it should have only had 2, but that's okay. It's not going to affect anybody, so that's completely fine. I like to track a lot of habits, not things that I necessarily need to do every day, but things that I need to do semi-regularly. I'm just checking back to last month to see what I'm tracking to make sure that I've got it all in the same place, because if I move things around I get confused. I'm a creature of habit. And then along the bottom, just a really basic, straightforward mood tracker, sort of plotted along a graph. And I might do a star at the top of a line, or maybe a little flower. We'll see how we go. It's not October yet, so I'm not using it. And I just wanted to add a bit more zest to this little gratitude area. There was a bit of space on either side of the word, so I'm just sticking some more of that paper, some of what I cut off to make it fit the full width of the page previously, just to bring a little bit of extra spice in there. My next page is a spending tracker, so I just wanted to keep the theme going, but it's a very simple page, so I'm just adding a bit of this paper along the bottom, spending tracker title along the top, just a little bit of washi tape to spice up the top. And then it's just a little table, so a box around the outside and some lines through there to divide things up into item, category, and cost. I didn't actually end up needing 2 pages last month for at least how far we are into September at the time that I'm making this. I don't think I'm going to need the second page, but I'll probably use that just to tally up how much I spent in each category and like keep a general overview of that, because I'm usually just squidging that into how much space is left at the bottom of the page anyway. And now we're on to the weekly spreads. I don't do dailies, I just do all of my planning on a weekly, so I'm going back in with a little bit more of this lovely paper from Daiso. I actually only ended up using 1 sheet of it, which is nice. I still have plenty left over. I'm just going to trim it to fit on the corner here. And I'm going back to a layout I haven't done for a while for weeklies. I saw something on Instagram that used this kind of setup but with little stickers, and I thought it looked really cute, so I'm kind of just emulating that. I have used these horizontal boxes in the past, but that's why I have a template for them hanging out on one of those extra pages. So 6 little boxes. I'm going to divide the last one into 2, and that's going to be my Saturday and Sunday, and I'm just doing a little flag kind of shape, which is what the stickers were and the one I was inspired by, to pop the number onto. And I'm alternating between the blue and the mauve Faber-Castell pens. Usually I just show you guys the first weekly spread, but I'm going ahead and setting up the rest of the month as well, which I always do at the beginning of the month. I just find it's easy to have it all done for me in one go so that I'm not setting things up week to week, because I do plan a lot of things out quite far in advance. This is the point where I realized I had set up my calendar overview page at the beginning completely wrong. So I decided to just go ahead and finish what I'm doing right now first, and then I'm gonna go back and fix that baby up once I've got all my little flags out here. I also set up one of the weeklies with the crazy sparkly washi tape instead of the other ones that I've been using throughout, because that's my birthday week and I just felt like being a little bit extra. I don't go all out on my birthday, like I don't even have it on my Facebook or anything, so you guys are in on the secret right here, so shh, don't tell anyone. I also have like a decent amount of pages left, but also not a huge amount of pages left, so I'm hoping that I can just tidily fit this whole year into this book and then switch over to a new one in January, because that's just a nice feeling to have a fresh book for a fresh year, you know? Alright, let's fix up this October monthly overview at the beginning here. I'm using some correction tape just to cover my days of the week and move them over so that my week starts on Sunday, which is not the way I usually like to set things up, but like I said, I don't generally come back to this page a great deal through the month, so it shouldn't bother me too much. The Faber-Castell Pitt pens and also the Tombow dual tip brush pens don't go over correction tape very well, so just keep that in mind. I probably should have actually just gone over it with black and then used a white gel pen to add in the names of the days of the week, but I didn't think of that until later, so we've got what we've got, and I didn't want to scratch off the correction tape because that takes way too long. Just gonna add in my little tab out of washi tape on the front here. This has worked really well for me over the course of the year. I've enjoyed having a tab to just jump straight to whatever month I need, because I do sometimes have to go back and look at stuff in previous months. But I don't like how the washi tape gets smushed, so I'm thinking I'm going to look into a more robust version of these for 2020. Let's see how that goes. Watch this space. And we're done! Here is the full flip through. Many tulips for October. It is spring here in Australia now, so it kind of seems appropriate. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of colourful, very easy, very straightforward setup. No, I didn't realise those tulips were upside down until just now. Oops, oh well, doesn't matter. Many mistakes in this setup. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you'll stick around for more bullet journaling and occasionally camera content as well, because that's what I do. I make camera reviews and bullet journal videos and sometimes other stuff too. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful October, and I'll see you next time.